say that again. So what we're doing now is we're still in AI April, and what we're doing is we're using AI tools to really help us to create content. And what I've got you to do so far is called a Johnny 5 AI sheet. And there's no way of saying, hi, ChatGPT, can you create me an AI input sheet? We have to put the work in to create the AI input sheet. Um, the AI input sheet is in our mastermind in the guides under April. And so if you haven't got that, make sure that you find it. But what we want to do is create that sheet. It's a long sheet. It's all about you. It's all about your business. You're telling AI what you do, who your ideal client is, um, what your business is, what your offers are, absolutely everything. So you've got my AI sheet to go off, and you can just use AI to help you and guide you through creating your own AI Johnny 5 sheet. I called it a Johnny 5 sheet. And unfortunately, there's no massively rapid way of creating that document. We just have to put the time and effort and the work into creating it. Once you've created it once, all we can do then is we can update it, we can add to it, we can make it more informed, but we are programming AI with who we are, our brand voice, what we sound like. So you can also copy and paste your last 3 months of posts so that it knows exactly what you sound like and how you write. So over the last couple of weeks, I have been asking you to create that document, and I want to make sure that we've all created it certainly by the end of April. Last week, I also talked about the power of stories, and so gave you some work to do on creating stories and then making sure that the viewers of your stories were being put into your leads list. Yeah. I don't know what you would do with Alison. I imagine you've got lots of people watching your stories. I don't know if you do stories, Alison.
Oh, you're talking about stories on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, so what I do is this is how I got so many people to join my Book Boss membership. Is I got everybody's names off the stories because you can see who's watched them. And then I would just send them links to any videos that I was doing and make sure that I tagged those exact people into my stuff then.
Yeah, I post on stories every day in Instagram and Facebook, but I'm not capturing those names. Actually don't know how to do it. I'll have to watch last week's just to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't think I shared my phone screen, but it's basically you open up your story.
Yeah,
Found a new way actually. I can show you right now. So you open up the last story that you did,
yeah.
and in the bottom left-hand corner it says viewers. So you can click on that, and it should open up a box with a list of all the people that have watched that story.
So I'm just getting reach and the amount of time. Maybe if I go into insights, I don't know.
Are you actually looking at your own story?
Yeah, and I had 43,000 views on that one.
Jesus.
371 clicks, but I don't see where I can see it. And I don't have the Facebook professional dashboard. Could that be the reason?
No, because I've not got professional, and this is how I see who has watched my stories on Facebook. So
Um,
I mean, I couldn't put 43,000 names on a list, but what I then do is the people who are repeatedly watching my stories, I know they're really interested in what I'm doing, so I will tag them into stuff and send them stuff, and they're absolutely the people who then buy from me because they're
uh,
repeatedly coming back on a daily basis or every few days. So it means that I am working smarter and not harder.
yeah, I'll have to play
Where
around
did
because
you say where it was? Because in my, it's left, bottom left, it says activity. And if you click on there, you give it a time, then you get a list with names.
I'm just getting reach and 3 second the amount of views.
So let me show you the other way. Yeah, that's where it is. Activity in the bottom left-hand corner. Can you see where Emily's got it on the screen?
Is that an Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Oh, okay. I was in Facebook. Okay, that's why.
Where
Okay.
mine is in Facebook. But let me show you another way in Facebook.
Okay.
Three dots on the right-hand side of your profile, three dots there on the
Yeah.
right. Click on the three dots and then it will say archive. It's about the seventh line down.
Yes.
You click on archive and then there's two tabs at the top and then click on story archive
Yeah.
and it
Okay.
should bring up all your stories just like this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And then you can click on a story and it says in mine how many viewers are at the bottom. So I can just click on the viewers and it brings up all the names of the viewers.
Oh, okay. Brilliant. Okay.
And then I
And
can
then,
just scroll down and see who's viewing all my stories. And then the people that keep coming back,
yeah, you can.
they are very likely to be very hot leads, unless, like it's just a really nosy, weird person. Could be a friend, there's nothing wrong with that if it's a friend or a family member, but they're usually like really hot leads or people that are really following me.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. I'm going to
You can
try
only
that.
see it for 14 days, by the way.
You can see it longer, I think, in the archive, can't you?
No, at least mine says, if I click on an older story,
Oh, okay.
it says you can only see it for 14 days.
I didn't know that, but at least you've got the last 14 days, so you don't have to quit
Yeah,
doing.
exactly.
All right.
Yep.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's really useful. So, we were talking about ways of getting those leads on our leads list to orange to like really warm. And if there's the same people coming back to see your stories over and over again, then they're very warm, very, very warm. What I would do is color them in orange on my leads list. And then if I've got an event or something like that, I will tag those people in just straight from my list, or I'll just send them a message in Messenger going, hey, hope you're loving my content right now. Just letting you know I've got a boot camp coming up. Let me know if you want the link. Even if it's low ticket and paid, you can still
Yeah.
send a message like that to those people who are constantly following you because they're going to be really grateful for that message and grateful for the link.
Do
You
you
know,
think that's better than, how you can put at followers? You think that's a more efficient way than using that at followers thing?
I would do both because that followers takes you 2 seconds.
And
But
how do you do that, Abby? You just put, because I know in my group I can do it, it's easy, but on my personal profile, I can't go at followers and get all my followers to do it. What do you put in?
uh,
Is it hashtag at followers?
so on my
Then
group, I can only do
you
at.
can't do it on your personal, you can only do it on a group. Is that how it works?
Well, I think on my personal, you can do at followers and at highlight. So if I go yeah, so I've got at followers and at highlight available. And in my group, I've only got at everyone.
Oh, okay. So at highlight we'll do the same. Okay, I'm going to try that and see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's a little glitch and it disappears for a few days. So that
Okay.
has happened to me quite a few times.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I just wanted to explain a way of really getting hot current leads on our list so that we know we are absolutely spending our time very efficiently. If somebody has watched our last week's worth of stories and they're on our list, then absolutely sending them to the link to the thing that we're doing, even if it's low ticket, they're going to want it. So it's really efficient use of our time, and it's well worth, seeing who are those people that are watching our content every single day. And what's great about this, you can't do this with your posts. You can only do this with stories. You can't click on your post and see who's read it. But on stories, there's no hiding. So you absolutely can see the people who are coming back, and they will want the link to the thing that you're doing. And if they think it's spammy, then that's weird. If you're watching your content every single day, I know whoever I'm following every single day, I really want to follow them and I would want to join their things.
Yeah, thanks. That's brilliant. I'm going to try that.
Jen was asking me because I posted in our group chat on Saturday. I was like, I want another 5 members. There might be a few that drop out of my membership, and I want to cover that. I wanted at least 100 members in April. So I thought I'm going to go and get 5 more members. So Jen, you were asking me like, what did I do? Because I just didn't stop until I got 5 new members. And what I did was I put a really good post up. I think it was about that most people don't make money from their books and they think that there's no money in books. So I think I did that. I then offered some free content and said, who wants it? So I went back to all of those people and tagged them into the post, messaged people who would ask me for some free content that I was gifting out. And what else did I do? Tag people, message people, posted that post, went back to my hot leads, offered them some like little free videos. And by the end of the day, I had 5 more members. And then overnight, I had another 2. Well, that was last night. Yeah, so that was on Saturday. So I had another 2 join on Sunday. So what I did was I literally worked that leads list that we were talking about in the session last week. That is always how I get clients, how I get more people joining. But one thing you do have to have is an absolutely irresistible offer. If there's no irresistible offer, then it's not gonna work. And if there's no way of you offering out free content, like free sample, I'm gifting out a free masterclass, and then that free class then, is selling the thing that you're offering. So it needs to be an irresistible offer. There needs to be something that you're giving out for free in between, like a sandwich. It's a love sandwich. And then there needs to be that leads list and constantly and repeatedly getting in contact with those people who are red and orange on that list, and making sure that we're putting people on that list every single day. That includes people from stories, people replying to our posts, loving our posts, commenting especially, sending us messages, sending us DMs, and constantly moving that list from orange to from yellow to orange, from blue to yellow to orange to red to sold. And it just always works when we use that list and we're constantly in repeated contact with the oranges and the reds. They always eventually drop into our offers. So yeah, that's what I did. Just checking the chat. Megan can do it on personal. Yeah, I've not got the professional one. Emily's only got highlight on personal profile. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've got it on mobile, actually. I'm not sure. It might be just my desktop. So that's another thing to try, desktop and mobile. Emily's catching up, needs to make the Johnny 5 sheet. Yeah, so mine is in the mastermind guides under AI April. Just have a look at mine, have a look at what I've got in mine. And it's not set in stone. If you want to put something in yours that isn't in mine, do that. If you want to only talk about one offer in your Johnny 5 sheet, so if you only want to talk about, say, a boot camp that you've got, or a low ticket offer, or a medium ticket offer, and then do a sheet just about that, that is probably better than what I've done is I've listed out all my offers. Whereas if we're inputting AI, if I was inputting AI just about a membership or just about the inner circle, then every time I'm asking it to help me create content, that would be even better content to lead into that particular offer. So that might be better as well. I wanted to create a chat GPT that walks you through creating the sheet. But there's so much back and forth required. I think it would be too complex. It's actually easier for you to look at mine and say, oh, it wants your brand details, and then just to type that stuff out, because ChatGPT can't give you your own information, can it? You've got your information. So I'm going to give up on the idea of creating a GPT on that and create one on something else, on like helping you to actually create content from it, from using the sheet. So that's what I'll create the GPTs on. So let me just look at my list. So going back over stories, Johnny 5 sheet, make sure that you do that. Put it in your phone, give yourself a note, definitely need these sheets done by the end of April. And the main thing that I wanted us to do this month as well, besides the AI sheet, is to think about the differentiation between who is your ideal client and who is your ideal client that's ready to work with you, who's ready to pay you, and really putting time and thought and effort into the difference between those two people, because they're very, very two different, very people, if you get what I mean. They're two very, very different people. We may think, oh, I'm a burnout coach. I help with burnout. And you may think everybody with burnout is ready to pay you, is ready to work with a burnout coach, but actually they're not. So what makes a person ready to take that leap to work with you as a burnout coach? The same with me as a business coach. I look at my social media content every day and I think, gosh, your profile's terrible. And oh dear, look at that banner. I can't read it. And I think you need a business coach. You need a business coach. You need a business coach. But they've not got a business coach, or they're not ready to work with one, or they think it's a waste of money or whatever. But who are those people that are ready to work with me? What point have they got to in their mind that makes them think, actually, I really need to work with a business coach. I really need to work with a burnout coach. I really need to work with a hypnotherapist. You know, what point are they getting to? So I've come up with a, let me see, came up with a prompt. So you can put into ChatGPT, this is my ideal client. So you probably want to write this down actually if you've got a notepad. So you're going to write down, this is my ideal client to ChatGPT. You're going to write down their demographics, male, female, where do they live, where are they from, like the basic demographics. Next, you're going to write down the problem they know they have, or the problems. Oh, well done, Nicole's finished your sheet. Lindsay's half done. So demographics, basics. The next thing is the problems they know they have. Next is the goals that they want to achieve. So the goals they want to achieve. Next, what do they believe is stopping them from getting there? Now, an example of this is with my book coaching academy. People think I'm not getting any sales, Abby, of my book. And the problem is I need more help and coaching with sales and marketing. Now, I know the problem is the category they publish their book in. The book title isn't clear. The subtitle, I know the problem is keywords. I know the problem is totally different from what they believe their problem is. They believe, oh, I just need some help with sales and marketing. Then bish, bash, bosh, I'll make more sales. And they, you know, their book is basically dead and unrectifiable because of the way that they published it. So that's just an example of why we need to write down the problem they believe they've got. We as coaches know that's not the problem, and we sometimes try to speak to what we know is the problem rather than what they think and believe their problem is. So that was the last one. What they believe is stopping them from getting the solution. What they believe is stopping them. So in Alison's case, it might be they believe it's discipline, more discipline, be harder, come down harder on your child. And you know, as an amazing, incredible coach that you are, that it's complete opposite. It's more understanding and empathy, working with the child. But they believe, oh, my child's naughty, they need more discipline. I need better
Punishment. Yeah.
I need a better punishment, Alison. Show me the better punishment that I can give. So yeah, that's a really good example too. So then the next one is the information that they are actively seeking. So we need our content to speak directly to what they want, what they think they want, that they think they need. What information are they looking for? And then what do they think they need to believe in order to take the next step with you? I think I might have said that one wrong, actually. What do they need to believe in order to take the next step with you? This is a really deep one. What do they need to believe in order to take the next step working with you? They need to believe that you can solve their problem. They need to believe they're going to get results. So then you can talk about who your ideal clients are as well. You can list that out for ChatGPT. So for me, they might be online coaches, consultants, service providers, therapists, healers, experts, leaders. Ideally, they've had some clients, they've made some sales. They're the best people to work with me, not absolute complete beginners that haven't ever had any clients. That's me. So, just write who is your ideal client in a list there. So you're going to write all of that out for ChatGPT. And then, or you could put it in a separate sheet actually. Then your prompt is, you are the best marketing assistant in the world. I need help getting clearer in identifying my ideal clients so that I can create content for them. Please provide me with an explanatory paragraph of exactly who my ideal clients are who are ready to work with me. So you're telling ChatGPT all of those things about your ideal clients. Now you're getting ChatGPT to tell you who is actually ready to work with you and why. Those are the prompts we want to give ChatGPT. You can say, how do I differentiate from my ideal clients and the ideal clients who are actually ready to work with me? We're literally asking ChatGPT to give us that differentiation. And then you can put all of that information that you get into your Johnny 5 document. These are my ideal clients. These are my ideal paying clients. These are my ideal clients who are ready to work with me. An inaccurate description and a paragraph of your ideal clients who are actually ready to work with you. So just to use you as another example, Alison, so your ideal clients, you might think they've got kids with ADHD. They believe they're having issues and problems in the family. They are trying to impose discipline and punishments and things. So they might have watched a lot of your content and realized that maybe that's not the best way forward. But then who are your ideal clients who are ready to pay you, who are ready to buy? Has the situation in the family got so bad that it's causing a family rift? We can also look at the people who have paid us, who have joined us, who have come to our thing, and see what is different from this group of people who have paid me. What is different from them to those people who decided they haven't got the money, they haven't got the time, they haven't got the biggest and deepest desire.
Abby, one of the things that I see a lot of coaches doing is like they sell a program and you don't sign up, and then they send you an email to ask questions why. Is that something that you would recommend?
I've never done it, but I think it's good. I think it is really good. But the thing is, what people say why they didn't join. Loads of people say, I haven't got the money. And the next minute you see them with a brand new pair of boots and they're going to Bali for the month. They have got the money. There are a few people that genuinely haven't. But what they think and believe is the reason they didn't join is often not the real reason. So I just wonder how accurate and how accurate that is. But if people are all saying they haven't got the money and it's really low ticket, and you know that they could scrape it together for the sake of their children and for having an easier life, then maybe they didn't have a belief in the outcome or belief that they could do it or belief that they could achieve it. And this is why a lot of coaches get on this bandwagon of do this. It's really easy. It's really simple. You can just do it in 5 minutes and you'll get an amazing result. They feed into that desire to get an instant result and a quick fix, and they press the quick fix button. So we end up in a trap as a coach trying to tell people, yes, instant quick fix, press the button with me, come and join this program. If that makes sense. So you could say,
Yeah, no, it does.
ADHD children, come and join this, and in 5 minutes you'll have a complete plan. You could do
All your problems in 5 seconds.
personalized plan. You could get a chat GPT developed for you where they go bish bash bosh, input, output document. There we go, it's done. It could be genuinely beneficial, something like that.
Yeah, well, and I have been training my chat GPT so when people ask me questions, I'm using ChatGPT just to help me. So that is an
Yeah.
interesting thing. But I can tell you, I have to jump off because I'm doing a class, but I just did what you put into the prompt, and you should see how beautiful ChatGPT. It literally gave me a list of those that are ready and those aren't, and the reasons why. So it's absolutely brilliant. I just did it as you were
Brilliant.
talking.
Right, so just before you go, if you can create content and get ChatGPT is also to help you create content, speaking to those people who are ready to buy, you will double and triple your sales, because what we do and the mistake that we make subconsciously is we try to speak to everyone. When you only speak to those people who are ready to work with you, you'll see a massive improvement.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I just have a class at 2 o'clock.
Okay,
Sorry,
no
everyone.
worries. Lovely to see you.
Thank you. Bye.
So there you go. It's worked beautifully for Alison. And it's just a case of she's done it really quick. I don't know how she did it so quick. Otherwise, I would have done it on my screen for you to see. So I imagine she's inputted all that information and then asked ChatGPT to differentiate between who her ideal clients are. Give a paragraph, who are my ideal clients? But please differentiate actually, who are my ideal clients who are ready to work with me? What differentiates that? What describes the people who are really ready to pay, ready to work with me, ready to take that leap? So that is actually step 2, to come out with those paragraphs that Alison has just done. Then we copy and paste those back into our AI document, our Johnny 5 document. So we're telling AI, these are my ideal clients. This describes my ideal clients. And this paragraph is more important. These are my ideal clients who are ready to work with me. And you highlight that in your document. And this is where the magic happens. So now you've got your document, your Johnny 5 document, all your information about your business, your brand, your voice. You've cut and paste some of your last posts, either whether you want to paste 10 or 50, it's up to you. I don't think it makes a difference. Then it's got your ideal client. Then it's got your ideal client who's ready to pay, my ideal paying client, all on your document. Then what you can do is upload that document back to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, or hey, my favorite, best world performing marketing assistant, please create me 30 reels, 30 short form videos speaking only to my ideal paying clients, and these are described in the attached document. Please, can you script 30 short form videos speaking only to my ideal paying clients who are ready to buy from me? Please add a catchy hook, a call to action, and a caption to go with each video. Yeah, Emily?
Abby, if you ask things like that, I mean, I tried that and it gives me kind of like real ideas for which I need a complete video crew. How do you make it to do it like simpler, either based on pictures or, you know, easy to shoot with your camera or something like that? Because I tried around with the prompts, but it keeps coming up with these complicated shots that I'm like, how am I going to do that?
But we're just asking for a script, a call to action, and a caption. So I don't know why it would then give you like some sort of videography direction. If you're just asking for short form video scripts, you could even say that are 30 seconds long, or it's 20 seconds, or 1 minute in length. Oop. Where have you gone? I've lost you all. Oh, there you are. Yes, so I did this very prompt before our call. And I think if that happened to me, I would say, I don't want any of the video direction, please do this again. But I would imagine that's the way that it was originally done or worded. If you just ask for a script for your video, then you're not going to get all that crap. So I did all this. I added it into my AI Johnny 5 sheet. And this is the prompt that I gave it. You are now the world's best marketing consultant. Please, can you create me 30 highly converting scripts? I'll post this in the chat. But it's basically what I just said. 30 high converting scripts for reels, short form videos, and with a written caption and calls to action for each one. I want these 30 videos to be high vibe and friendly and really persuasive, that will make them want to join the Book Boss Wonderland Academy, which will help them to create and publish high quality, highly profitable books on Amazon. And then it's come up with 30 really great video ideas. So this one, you don't need to be a writer anymore to publish a book because we've got AI. Hook, do you hate writing? Me too. Want to know a secret? You don't need to be a writer to become a published author. You need a smart system, AI, I can add that in. Sprinkle of sass and an idea that people really care about. That's where I come in. I'll show you how to create binge-worthy book on Amazon using AI strategy and a bit of Northern charm. So I can obviously reconfigure that in a way that suits me. Then we've got the caption there. I would probably say, can you expand on this caption to make it a bit bigger? So I can always copy and paste that back into ChatGPT and tell it what I don't like. Please reconfigure this. Please make the caption longer. Call to action, link in bio, come and hang out in Wonderland. Next one, how to literally make money while you sleep. Next one, while you're invisible online, how to fix it. And there you go. So you can have 30 video scripts just like that, because we put the time and effort into creating the Johnny 5 AI sheet, because we also have told it, these are my ideal clients, but actually these people are ready to work with me. And we've got that information from ChatGPT and we've put it back into that AI sheet. So you'll actually find that doing that will help you to create 10 times more magnetic content that really, really speaks to the people who are ready to work with you. But people who are ready to work with me, they say, oh, but I'm not a writer and I've not got a writing qualification. I'm not an author. So I know I need to tell people you don't need any writing skills because we've got AI now. You don't need to have English skills either if you want to write books that are English. You know, all the things that people think that they need in order to be able to make a success of it, I'm using my content now, and ChatGPT is helping me to create that content that speaks directly to that person. Yeah, Jen says, give me 10 B-roll clips I can create to then use and mix for 30 reels. Yeah, you can try all different prompts. That's a really good one there, Jen. So you can try your own wording of prompts, B-roll clips to get ideas of how you can do B-roll. You know, I'm just going to speak to my camera. You can create like 200 videos. Somebody did 200 videos in an afternoon. I'm not sure I could possibly do that. What she did say was she wished she changed her outfit for each video, because she said when she then put it on, I can't remember her name, but when she then put it on her Instagram, a lot of her videos had the same outfits. She did change her outfits like 3 or 4 times, but in 200 videos, she said it wasn't enough. She wishes she'd switched outfits a lot more. So I say do, 10 at a time, maybe 30 maximum. I wouldn't even attempt 200. I just think that's bonkers. I think 30 is a lot personally. I think doing 10 at a time is going to give you a whole week and a few days to ready to do another 10. I think that's a nice amount. And changing your top 10 times, that's going to take a while, isn't it? I don't think I've got 10 tops. Hmm. Yeah, so I'm excited about this because I'm hearing a lot of people, even me, there's so many plates that we need to spin as business owners. I think if we can do these things to make work easier for us, if we can batch create content and reels, especially the reels, the short form content can be batch created. I tend to write my written content in the moment, so I'm not so good at batch creating my written long posts, but I definitely could batch create video content and it gets a lot of visibility. So if you batch create that, you're sending out a reel a day and then you spend half an hour, 45 minutes writing a post a day. I think that's enough visibility for any business owner, those 2 pieces of content. Also, your short form video content can be posted on Instagram and Facebook. And now short form videos are becoming really popular over on LinkedIn. It's got its own algorithm. So you get your own separate audience from having a video on LinkedIn and then you post as well. So that's interesting that both posts don't react with each other. Sometimes if you post a written post on Facebook, if you then do another written post on Facebook, you don't get any reach on the second one because all your reach of the day went into your first post. Whereas if you do a video post, a reel, and then a written post, they've got 2 separate algorithms. And this is what has also just happened on LinkedIn as well. So that's really useful to know. Again, you've got a different algorithm for your stories. So your stories don't affect your written post. What I've noticed is affected is if I write a written post on my Facebook profile and then go and write in my group, the group one is affected. The second one, because it's a written post. So you need to be careful about what algorithm you're firing off with your posts. You don't want too many written posts in a row because it's just pointless. It's like when you copy and paste a post into like 8 groups. People will see it in the first one, a couple of people will see it in the second one, and probably nobody will see it in the others. So many algorithms. It's good to try and understand how the algorithms work, but the rule is to do different types of posts in one day and don't do the same type of post in one day. Actually, when I post a written post on Facebook using Facebook's colored backgrounds, there's really short posts which is like one sentence, that doesn't seem to be affected by when I write out a really long post, because it's a different kind of post. So Facebook seems to favor us when we create a different type of post, but it will limit your reach if you create the same post over again, or even twice. Yeah. Right, I think that's enough of me. Let me check my notes. So the big thing is, and the hardest thing is, from what we've learned today, is really thinking about and writing down and getting a paragraph of who's my ideal client, but who's my ideal client who's ready to work with me, and what is the difference between those two people or those two groups of people, and being able to, you know, consciously differentiate between those two groups of people. If you can then create content that only speaks to people who are ready to work with you, you're going to get amazing results from your content. It doesn't matter how many likes, how many loves you've got, it's going to really resonate with the right person. Right, any questions? It doesn't have to be about that. It could be a random question about anything. And I do want to do a session on Facebook groups, but I just wanted to, well, we're kind of finishing the AI stuff, really.
I do have a random question.
Go on then.
Yeah, I listened to your Q&A session before this, and you said you need to publish your own name on the book or your social media profile. Something you said?
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. So what I said was, I think I know when you mean. I said, if you're publishing in your name, you want your author name to be the same as your social media name so that people can find you from your book on social media and people can find your book from your social media, so vice versa. But I don't mean, I don't know what you're asking actually, but I don't mean you have to publish in your name. You can publish in a pen name if you want.
Yeah, because for me it's like, well, my real name is quite difficult to pronounce. So yeah, so everywhere on my social, like I call myself Sandra V, and my business name is now Sandra V Consulting.
Yeah, so if you're publishing books, then I would publish them as Sandra V, because otherwise you're going to miss out on people buying your book, and then, you know, you're relying on them maybe reading some sentence inside your book that says where they can find you. You want them to match ideally. If you want your books to support your business and your business to support your book publishing, then you want it to match.
Oh, Abby,
Mhm.
going on that, how would that work? I mean, I have like, especially for the gardening, I have my Instagram where I work most. That's not in my name. That I have like in what we discussed, that tiny garden.
Yeah, but underneath that, so Instagram has got two lines.
Yeah, but I only have my first name there.
So I
I
would,
don't have my full name because again, nobody in the world can pronounce it but Dutch people.
well, if you're going to publish books in that name, then you want that whole name then in that second line, because then they'll be able to find you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can have a little logo on your book that says That Tiny Garden. You want it to match up ideally, and it doesn't, it's not necessary, but just to make life easier for you and your business and sales and your purchasers, your customers,
Mm-hmm.
then it's beneficial if everything matches.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if people search Abby Cornell, it'll come up with That Book Boss because my name is underneath it. It comes up as a search. Hmm. Right, any other questions? This could be the first time we finish early.
Is it okay to ask something about the books? Or is this not the platform? You don't want that?
I don't really know. I've not thought about it, but I suppose this is going to start happening because I imagine people are going to start coming through that that membership and they're going to start joining this one. So I think it's okay. I mean, we're all business owners and most of us have got books or thinking about creating books. So it's still business coaching. I'm still coaching business.
Okay, well, I have a question because of the cover.
Yeah.
If I look at the covers of, as I said now, I want to start with a coloring book just because I'm passionate about it and I want this first one to be fun.
Yeah, good.
If I look at it, I mean, it absolutely does not light me up, the covers that are there. I don't really like them at all. I have a few that I did not purchase on Amazon, that have beautiful covers, but you don't see anything like this, for instance, on Amazon.
Yeah. And is that a coloring book?
That's a coloring book.
So yeah, create something like that. As long as
Okay.
it looks like a coloring book and you're not saying to me, oh, I don't want it to show any coloring images and I would just want flowers on there, then, you know.
No, it's kind of like it has this is from the forest. I mean, I mean, the cover is in German, but it says the wonders of the forest. And as you can see, it's like half colored in. There's this kind of like a fox or, things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of the coloring books. There's a lady called, I think she's called Jade Gemma with a J. J and a J, Jade Gemma. And she is making millions from coloring books. But first of all, like, wow.
Yeah.
But she
There are some that are absolutely, I mean, incredible, and they're actually the most simple ones.
It's really simple, but she's shaded it and zoomed right into the pattern, and she's got it all beautifully shaded, and her whole books is beautiful pink. It's like peacock, all different shades of peacock, but pinks as well, and gem colors and all shaded, and it's zoomed in, and then she's got the title on top of it. So that's beautiful. It's kind of the opposite of what you've just showed me, but it's a zoomed in kind of pattern. That they're beautiful as well, and she's obviously
What was her name? Because I haven't seen anything like that so far looking on Amazon.
Jade Gemma, I think.
Gemma.
Jade Gemma coloring. Images. Oh, maybe that's not her. Oh, that's a business coach. Right, sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to find it. And you all like coloring books, don't you? Maybe your name wasn't Jade. Jade Summer. See this one? Is this one of hers? Yeah, they're selling really well. She's like a multi-millionaire just off coloring books. They're beautiful.
Okay, she's also in the adults, and yeah, I did see the I did see a few. Yeah.
And this is another one of hers.
Yeah, that one I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like a zoomed in, what you showed me, but very much zoomed in. But you can see it all colored in, so it's really, really stands out in the.
Yeah, those were actually amongst the few that I actually did like.
Yeah. I like
and I also said, because if you look at coloring books for adults, relaxation, and then whether it's flowers or nature or landscapes or mandalas or whatever they all had, or animals, those are ones that actually on KipScout absolutely immediately hit the profitable mark.
Yeah, and I noticed
I have to make sure I get in that category.
Nature and gardening coloring books are profitable, so yeah. Okie doke. Jeanette says, as I can't share Facebook links to my story, what type of stories should I post to grow my business? I know I could share my Facebook post that they can all read the first part without the link. Did you say you've not got a link, Jeanette? Was Jeanette saying she couldn't add a link? So is it how to grow your business without a link?
Yeah, so I know I can obviously just share the post, but then you were saying about put a link, but I haven't got that option. And my phone's not old, so it's a bit strange, really. And I've Googled search this literally for like over an hour to see if there was a workaround, and I couldn't find it. So because then they can only see like the first like little snippets and they can't click on anything, it just doesn't, I don't think it works. So I was just, apart from like personal photos, um, I wonder what kind of posts I could do to grow my business. I guess like the only thing I thought of was put something and then say, send me a DM instead to find out more.
So my main one that makes me money, that grows my business, is where I share my story from the one that I've written, share my post from the one that I've written that day, and I share it to my stories.
Yeah, I was doing
Ah,
that, but they won't be
yeah.
able to read all of it.
No, they can't read all of it, but you put a headline and they can click on it. So that's the whole point of it, is that you don't need a link. So these are the best ones. So that one was, I shared my post is at the top.
Okay.
You see that?
Yep.
And then I've got a little hand saying click here. And have I put here, click to read post? Can you see I've wrote
Yeah.
that? Oh.
Yeah.
And then underneath I've put, hubby said I've got my wife back, and I've got some nice flowers. So then I've got 36 viewers of that. But they've clicked on that, which takes them to my post, and the post does the selling for me. The post is a thing that I can say, join my Facebook group or join my boot camp, or who wants my free training on XYZ. I can't remember what I said. And I think that one was all about the Book Boss Academy, and I did get some people join the academy from that one. So that's
Oh,
how I'm growing my business, from a shared story.
oh, okay. I thought you'd have to put a link to be able to click through because I tried to click through on mine and it wouldn't click. Nothing happened when I clicked it, but maybe it's because it was my story.
Yeah, because it's yours, it won't click. But if someone else
Right,
clicks on it, as long as you shared it from your profile to your stories, but you also want to make sure you put a finger to
right.
tell people to click this post, click here, and write the words click here.
Okay.
And then a hook to make sure people actually click on it. Then we need the hook.
Yep.
Um, I think that's it, isn't it? Is that it?
Oh, yeah, no, I just thought I needed to do a link. That makes sense. I
Yeah.
will do it that way.
Yeah. So that's one main one, and that's like the main one that I do. I put a few personal ones so people see my cat, or they see me going for a meal or for a walk. So people are getting to know you, like you, and trust you. And then it's not cluttering up your actual feed. It's personal. It's not cluttering up your feed. And then another one could be that you do a little series of 2 or 3, like saying, this is what's going on in the Facebook group this week, 1, 2, 3. And you could say, come join my Facebook group. You could just put the name of it, search, blah, 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 or click my link in bio. So if you've got your link tree in your bio,
Mm.
then your call to action in your stories could always be link in bio, link in bio.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that
But
sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah, again, you don't need the link for those ones. And you don't have to create 2 or 3 in a row. I'm just saying that you could do. So you could say, what's going on this week, or who wants a link to the free training I did today? And you can put up a poll. So in stories where the GIF is and everything else, there's an option for a poll. Who wants the free training? Yes. And then link, you could say, yes, please, link, please, rather than saying yes and no and feeling rejected. When people click, no, 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 I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
say yes and link. Yeah, it might be just an issue for me, not about anyone else. Um, so yeah,
Okay.
look at the other little stickers that you can add. So there's one where you can ask a question and people have to respond. So you can make a few interactive little stories. Apparently, the more interactive your stories are, when people interact with them, you get more visibility of your stories. So you could play around with what other little stickers and things can you use in your stories.
Yeah, I think you need to play. I need to play then. I just yeah, because I couldn't do the link, and I when I tried clicking on it, nothing happened. I thought I needed the link to get it to share the posts.
Yeah, no. So you could just do a post all about your group and link your group in your post and then share that post to your story and get people to click on it. And then they'll come to your post and click into your groups. That's the way you can get people joining your group, 3 times a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right. Any other stories? We're bang on time now. So there's me thinking we were going to be early. I'm starving. I don't know about anybody else. I've just had a soup of Thai soup. That's all I've had today. So yeah, skinny and rich. I'm on my way. You're quiet, Megan. I hope you're okay. Well, I like your content. You're doing lots of content. You're really consistent. You're doing well. So I'm happy. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I did my Johnny 5 and I made a post in the Telegram group
Oh.
that I thought I would share here in case people haven't seen it.
Mhm.
But I have a friend, her name is Kathy, and she does all the make ChatGPT sound like me. And one thing that she suggested that might be helpful for everybody, that it really kind of changed the game for me, is that when you are creating the document to give to ChatGPT, that's what I call it, to speak your answers. Because when we speak from our heart, it becomes like really clear and you can kind of just flow it and then you can just copy and paste into the document. Because when you're typing, you're like, and I should make this a proper sentence. And it's just not as accurate. And so, yeah, it might be something for people to play with. It was like kind of one of those, ooh, wow, this is good. When it just starts to, kind of flow out.
Yeah, I've heard the
Something to think about.
ChatGPT app is brilliant for using voice into it as well. You can ask it to do all sorts of things by voice command. Yeah, in the ChatGPT app, and especially if you've got the paid version of ChatGPT, apparently it's brilliant. I've not tested that. I'm more of a writer, personally.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of
Just
people
go with
like
what
that.
works.
Even when I was a lawyer, everybody around me was dictating all their letters, and I was just like typing mine out old school.
Perfect. Cool.
All right
Thank
then.
you.
So I'll end it there. If nobody's got any other questions, let's make sure you finish these AI sheets. They're as detailed as possible. And the most important things in there is who is your ideal client? And underneath, really, really clearly, who is your ideal paying client? The type of person who is ready to work with you. Again, you can work with ChatGPT to get that information, to get it to help you to differentiate between people who just seem to be your ideal client and people who are actually ready to work with you and pay you. And then we can use that to create our content. I'd be interested if any of you were brave enough to get your ChatGPT to help you to create short form video and reels. I'd be really interested in how that goes. I'm going to give it a go this week. I've not created reels and short videos for quite a long time, so I'm going to do that. Slow as a snail, Natalia. No, we go at our own pace and that's absolutely fine. But what's great about this is just putting the time into creating this document and then we can just cut and paste, content every day. So that's why I'm excited about this AI stuff. It just helps us to get a bit of visibility when we're really busy and doing other things and juggling jobs and things like that. Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm going now. Bye, guys. Lovely to see you all. Bye. 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 Bye.